Okay, today my battle is dealing with bed bugs. We used to own an accommodation business in west coast of Vancouver Island, and we had a bit of an infestation, and it cost us many hundreds of thousands of dollars to eradicate. It seemed like it. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Anyway, what it comes down to is we have to eliminate any possible place that they can hide. Typically, bed bugs like being around the headboard, and the pheromones that the human body gives off attracts them. They also like the heat, so they like being around the headboard. So what I'm doing is every little nook and cranny gets caulked. I ran clear silicone all the way around. My silicone, this is where a fabric thing goes. I'm going to silicone the back of the fabric to the panel. And then I'm going to have the panel removable with some Velcro so we can pull it out and inspect. But every little crack got filled with silicone all the way around. These headboards, the nightstands, I caulked to the side. Underneath here, I made a little template to run the cord through. I glued it to it, plus I'll run a bead of silicone around the perimeter. There was a void where it was anchored to the wall. I put a piece of 1.5 by 2 inch styrofoam in there and caulked it to the wall, then perimeter caulked it to the headboard itself. The beds have to have covers. So these are the legs that we used. So we're kind of using what we're used to with the motel. Anyway, these legs are coming off. I'm going to wrap the beds with bed bug covers. And then, it seems bizarre, but you actually caulk the legs to the bed bug cover. And then I'll fill all these little holes in here full of caulking also. It's basically out of sight, but anyway, it's got to be done. No black lines in the room. Even in the rooms where I had carpet, you would clear silicone the carpet to the baseboard to eliminate any possibilities of migration. With the switch plates, you get little micro black cracks, which they can get into. So I use a latex caulking to caulk the plate to the wall. Now, there's still this gap in between. You could go on forever, but I'm hopefully where the plate mounts up against the switch plate cover, it eliminates any chance of that. So yeah, in the entire room, no black lines. Keep it tight. You have to give them no space to migrate to, and you definitely don't want them in your walls. So the PCO, who was the insect extermination company, they actually stayed at our motel because they knew of the diligence that I took in eliminating any possibility to give them a place to stay. We had dogs in rooms to sniff them out. You can inspect the rooms when you're in them. A lot of times, mainly and around the head of the bed, because the pheromones your breath gives off, that's where they're usually at. And telltale signs, I don't have any to show you here, but telltale signs are they look like little specks of rust, and they can be the larva. Bed bugs are a tough thing to eradicate. They keep bringing out new insecticides, but they're like antibiotics. They just don't work on them over time. Bed bugs can migrate in a wall, stay dormant for up to 3 years, I'm told, then come back out. When we found some in our motel, I put them in a baggie, like a Ziploc baggie. I threw them in my garage. I think it was like 10 months down the road, I noticed the bag there. I took it and shook up, and these things got out and start walking around in this Ziploc bag that was sealed closed. I took my thumb and I pushed down on it and I squished this bug quite hard, and he still got up and walked around. So there's nothing you really want to ever deal with. You want to eliminate any chance of them migrating between rooms. These doors I have double weather stripped with base strips. You can't make it 100% tight. You could tape it and just have access from the outer door that we have. But yeah, that's my take on bed bugs. You want to take them very serious. Obviously, you're seeing the news of what was happening in France last year. I know in Victoria, BC, there were high-rise buildings where they couldn't eradicate them because they got into the walls. Like I said, they can stay dormant and everything else, and people were actually sleeping in their bathtubs. This is secondhand news from my exterminator. Anyway, keep all your lines tight, no black lines, no cracks, nowhere to hide. And then when you do your inspections once a month on your rooms, you'll be able to see telltale signs of them if there's no place to hide. Another bad place is they like heat. Sometimes they're in and around the bar fridges. We used to pull the bar fridges in the rooms, and sometimes you'd see signs. But basically, when I did this 40-room motel and eliminated any chance of them migrating, even if a hitchhiker or a backpacker or anybody comes into your room, they could bring them in at any time. So we did our inspections monthly. And we got accused a couple of times of having bed bugs, but actually what happened was the lady got bit in Vancouver like 5 days before, but it can take 5 days for the bites to show up. So you could get bitten and not have any signs. So she checked into our place. She accused us. We did our inspection, couldn't find anything. We called the hotel in Vancouver and they admitted to having problems. So yeah, it's something you want to be all over. Anyway, good luck with that. We're opening a B&B business in our house here and have 2 rooms going. So yeah, it's something that we are aware of and want to be very proactive about. Thank you.